Stream. I'm Milo, and today I'm playing The Lion King: Simba's Mighty Adventure, although as Twitch tells me, the game's actual title is Disney's The Lion King: Simba's Mighty Adventure. And since it can only pick up and autocomplete a title if you've entered it correctly up to that point, entering The Lion King doesn't get you this game, it gets you Simba's Big Adventure, which is like an edutainment game of some type. I don't know. I didn't look into it too much. Point is, sometimes Disney puts Disney's in front of the things, and that was actually the case with Little Mermaid last week too. But I'm only rambling to, yes, Gibbon's here now, so I'll reboot, we'll go through the titles, and then we'll get started. So this is from the Game Boy Color. It came out in 2000. You know, based on the title and everything, you wouldn't know, but it actually covers both Lion King films, which I think is the most interesting thing about it when I found out. I found it when I was looking at Little Mermaid games, and there was a game that covered both Little Mermaid films, at least the two initial ones, and this is a similar thing. So when I booted this up, I noticed that the music was set really low by default, so I'm going to turn it up one level. And difficulty to easy. This only changes the number of lives you start with and the damage that you take. In other games, such as the Game Boy version, it actually means you only play half the game and then it stops after Simba's child portion and he never goes up. In the SNES version, it affects how many hits certain enemies take to defeat, and that's it. Oh, and your lives. But yeah, according to a guide I just read, this one just makes it easier on you in terms of your health and lives. Yeah, Tag is a multiplayer mode. I can't do it because I don't have a link cable, but you get to play as Simba and Nala and like simultaneous. It's a competitive mode. Anyway, not really important. Let's start the game, shall we? Okay. No dramatic song, just find and pounce on Zazu. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we got a snake. Collecting stars, a beetle. Interesting. Okay, so I have a claw attack. Oop. Let me just try the jump and then yeah, okay. So it seems like this game is taking a lot of inspiration from the earlier Lion King side-scrollers. The company who made this Taurus Games, you saw their logo at the start, they weren't involved in that. Virgin Interactive did the main version, which, you know, had ports on the SNES, the Mega Drive, DOS computer, Amiga. I think that was it for that version. But yeah, you might notice some similarities. I can see in Simba's animations and the way he plays, you know, climbing up the slopes and stuff. And then his moves, you've got the claw swipe and you've got the roar. Whoops. No, that's not it. Oh yeah, this is a thing. I need to collect 5 different bits of this amulet. That's one of my sort of optional goals. So it's start to roar. And I guess that froze that bug in place. I noticed on the Game Boy version there was also a weird thing. I was watching a long play, and I think the person playing kept getting tripped up by what button does what, because when they were trying to do the claw swipe, they kept accidentally pausing the game. And it didn't bring up a screen like that. It actually did a Bubsy style pun, PAWS, was displayed on the screen. Okay, so bugs will restore my health even though Simba hasn't learned to like eating them yet. Oh, that didn't actually restore my health. Okay, whatever. So the stars are a new thing in this version, and so is the lion amulet collectible. But the chameleons are taken from, you know, that previous Virgin game, and the bugs as enemies. The snakes, however, are new. Bopping on enemies is my main method of attacking them at this point. it's a little slow to stop and claw them. So I'm not going to do that too much. And by the way, I'm speaking like I'm an expert, but I've really only booted this up and fooled around for 30 seconds. However, earlier today I did watch speedruns and long plays of basically every version of the first Lion King game. It was released on every conceivable platform at the time. I talked about the main Virgin version on SNES and Mega Drive, but there was also a version on Game Boy and NES. I want to at least get the Lion Amulet on one level, and then maybe not bother on the rest of the levels. But on some of these platforms, you got to really grab the edge. I think this is a mechanic that was prevalent in that early game as well, where there was a lot of fiddly jumping and ledge grabbing that needed to be done in certain levels. All right, we won't get straight there. We'll go over here first. Yeah, that works. Maybe only one side of the tree branches is grabbable. So that's the tail. And I should only have 2 bits to go, 1 bit to go. Okay, the torso. Yeah, so this game is really interesting to me because it's, it was made later. This version that I'm playing, the GBC version, is an accompaniment to what is supposed to be the main version on the PlayStation. But because this one seemingly has all these ties back to earlier Lion King games, I thought it'd be really cool to check it out for that reason. See what's new, what's different. Okay, so a few hits then. So this is our first boss fight, I guess. You probably can't take damage from Zazu. He's supposed to be a friend, so kind of a gentle introduction type thing. I notice I have a lot more health as well than in other versions. So this game already seems more forgiving than the old game. Famously, of course, is the... well, it's a widespread story. I don't know really how true it is, but the idea is that Disney demanded that Virgin make certain levels much harder for the express reason that way kids won't just rent the game, beat it straight away, and then return it. And if it took them longer to play it, they'd be more likely to buy a copy themselves, I suppose was the idea. Who knows if that worked out. But it did result in, I'm sure, a lot more frustration for young minds. Come on, Zazu, seriously. I also noticed that the music isn't the same. A lot of the tunes in that old game are, chipified versions of songs from the movie. 3 hits and we're done. Oh, yeah, nice digitized screenshot there. Nice inverted commas. Okay, so I didn't get all the stars. But I got the amulet, which is supposed to give me an extra life. It doesn't seem to have done. But I know it does take us to a bonus game, Catch the Worms. Grab the worms, put them in the bucket, watch out for Pumbaa. Okay, I haven't met Timon and Pumbaa yet, but here they are in the bonus game. Oh, okay, so I have to grab them. Is this... Okay. Oh, right. So how do I stop Pumbaa doing that? Pumbaa, quit it. Grab. So each time Pumbaa goes in, one of the numbers goes down. What? I don't really understand this. Okay, so that number went down, and that number's going up. And I'm getting stars. Don't know what the end game is here. You'd think putting a worm in as Pumbaa's eating would just be better for him, but that stops his eating operation, apparently. So I did play the Lion King game when I was a young'un, but only on a family friend's computer, so they obviously had the DOS version. But yeah, it's the same game as on SNES and Mega Drive. What I'm more familiar with is a game that I had on my computer. Okay, so I just broke 100 stars, so I assume that gives me an extra life. But this is getting tedious, so I'm just going to let Pumbaa continue to eat my worms, if you know what I mean. Surprisingly detailed art for a GBC title, says Gibbon. Yes, I was going to say this reminds me of the Sega Master System version more than the NES or Game Boy version, but I'll talk more about those in a minute. Oh, Danger Mouse is here, hello. She says, boo, it dropped out, so I missed the backstory. Well, the backstory, hang on, I don't know what you mean by that actually. So the water hole, I assume this is the can't wait to be king level, but already we've got a zebra in the background, we got a frog, which they don't show up until later in the other game. I don't know what that is. Is it a fish? Is it a shrimp? Yabby? I've got the monkeys, but instead of just hanging and throwing you, they're throwing nuts at me. Okay, hippo platforms. They're a little bit different to how they worked before, but we've got the bright pink sky in the background. Crocodiles, okay. So yeah, this is drawing on the can't wait to be king moment in the film, the scene. Oops. Okay, so water isn't an instant death. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that my health is actually the blue bar on the left. I thought it was the green bar on the right. So I don't know what that green bar is. Maybe it's, yeah, raw power. So I can keep going down. I don't know why it's red and green, just, yeah, no reason, I guess. Ow. So I've misinterpreted the UI, but I've got a handle on it now. Yeah, those zigzaggy clouds, that's a feature of, yeah, the background that was in the early game as well. So yeah, the game that I was trying to mention there is called Timon and Pumbaa's Jungle Games. It's sort of like they did back then. It was like an activity center for young kids, where you get a whole bunch of mini games to play, and there's like an adventure game portion where you sort of click around a screen and go to different places, and then you select which minigame you want to play by like finding it. And I don't know. There were different things you could do. I remember a pinball game. I remember kind of a you know, I don't remember much. Maybe a breakout kind of thing where you've got a paddle and you're hitting things. I'm sure there was a lot of bug related. You know, they're always into eating the bugs. Oh yeah, Simba knows who's the cool guy. So yeah, these first two levels have corresponded to what is in the original game, and yes, so is this Elephant Graveyard. We're all following the same track here, but the music hasn't changed. That was a really, you know, that was a highlight of the earlier game, was hearing those great songs from the movie in this new form, but not in this version. So we've got Podoboos apparently coming up out of whatever that is. And we have vultures again, which is a returning feature, but they look different now. Scorpions, they're new. Skip it. Oh, ended up killing him anyway. They made a whole game based on one song scene. That's impressive, says Danger Mouse. Oh, the dangerous hyena. Ooh. Hey, it froze the guy. Oh, and one bop. Yes. Oh, it is on easy, but from what I read, that doesn't affect enemy health. I don't know. Maybe it does. Who's to say? But yeah, Timon and Pumbaa, they were big characters. They were popular, especially for kids, I guess. Comic relief and all that. They had their own animated series, actually, which I had a VHS or two of, and that was quite enjoyable. It was a bit outside the confines of the movie. It had sort of had them traveling the world and interacting with the human world. There was one guy in particular, or multiple guys, maybe it was intended to be, I'm not sure, but they all looked the same. It was like a recurring antagonist guy who kept trying to catch them or whatever. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was called Around the World with Timon and Pumbaa, I think. So that was good. And I guess part of the reason I liked the game was because of that show. But yeah, they really like bugs. I'll tell you what. Oops. I sort of auto-rolled off to the right and couldn't get my little pickup there, but that's okay. We've seen the bonus game. I think there are multiple bonus games, but I'm not going to bother hunting for the amulet too much. Stampede. Yep. Again, this is the same. Oh, not hearing any music. What's wrong? Oh, bugger. Wait. The music. I think I forgot to set up the music. Yes, I did. I'm so sorry. Okay. I didn't even check. Okay, and now back here. Is that working now? Looks like it is. Maybe sound options. I'll turn it up even more there. It is making my bar go up now. So yeah, sorry about that. I neglected part of my setup process. Oh, now it's not working. Oh, damn it, keep going in the wrong bloody screen. Continue, okay. All right, much better. Hopefully that is audible now. Sorry about that. Now this is quite dynamic and interesting. The Stampede scene is handled differently in every port. I think this might be my favorite one of all of them. On the SNES and Mega Drive, you've got a sort of 3D Mode 7 thing where Simba's running toward the screen, wildebeest are coming at him from behind, and it does that slightly awkward thing where, to show you that there's obstacles coming up ahead of you, it flashes them on screen in the position that they're about to appear, and then you jump over them. So yeah, we got all the normal pickups in this level, which is interesting. So that's fine, but my distaste for Mode 7 is well documented, and I just don't think it's very great in terms of gameplay, that particular stage. The Master System and Game Gear version has it's a side-scroller with all the same graphics as the rest of the game. And there's sort of just wildebeest sliding along the bottom, and you just have to not get trampled by them, but you can jump on their backs and then jump onto little rock outcroppings and stuff. It's pretty interesting. It reminds me, strangely, of the F-Zero stage in Super Smash Bros. Melee Adventure Mode. Can you tell me how sound is now? Yeah, okay. It's good without music too, but better with, says yeah, sorry about that. It's actually pretty loud in my headphones. I hope it's not too loud for you, but the little bar's maxing out at like, I don't know, it's weird. I've always had difficulties understanding how sound works in OBS, so whatever. Simba finds Nala. Okay, see, as we can see, Simba's now grown up. We've skipped the Hakuna Matata level. Or maybe this is the Hakuna Matata level. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, there's the time skip in the movie at this stage, and Simba becomes an adult out in the wild, living with Timon and Pumbaa. And I really like the sprite. It's really cute. Even more than the child sprite, which was a little bit awkward. And as you can see, there were hyenas there, but they seem to have been scaled down a little. So Simba is at the same scale as he was before. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. But yeah, the graphics quite reminiscent of the Hakuna Matata level in the original game too. So interesting. So I was talking about the Master System version. Oh yeah, I guess you haven't missed much with the music because it's been the same on every level so far, and the sound effects aren't nothing to write home about. So yeah, I guess it's not too much of a tragedy that I forgot about the audio setup thing. Oh, I didn't even notice for, what was it, like 15 minutes or something? Oh well. Almost 20 minutes. So yeah, okay. What was I saying? Oh, wolves, that's different. That's new. Raw. Proper raw this time. Take that. Lovely sprites. Yeah. You're supposed to have, or not supposed to, but in the other version you have more different kinds of claw attacks. There's like a rearing up one and like a combo attack. It's a bit simpler in this version, I think. Yeah, so the other Stampede, so yeah, basically there's 3 versions of the Lion King game from before. The one for SNES and Mega Drive, the one for Master System and Game Gear, which are the same system essentially, and then the one for NES and Game Boy. Did I say Game Gear just now or Game Boy? Whatever. Master System and Game Gear, and then NES and Game Boy. So 3 versions. So the information I found said that the NES version actually does stop at the end of the child section, but I don't know if that was because of the difficulty level or if that's selectable. Because the Game Boy one is pretty much the same game, and it has the 3 selectable difficulty levels, like I said earlier, which, yeah, extra life. Which in this case, you know, make the game shorter. If you pick Cub difficulty, then you only do the first half of the game. You don't do the adult levels. And then there's Prince and King difficulty. Yeah. Yeah. So the speedruns that I found of the Game Boy version were only doing it on Cub difficulty, so they were only doing half the game and then saying, oh, that's finished. But it's kind of a rip-off, I think. Because then you don't even see the whole thing. Sure, you get to the credits, but it's not all levels. But I guess speedruns are like that. So then I went and watched a long play of it. Basically, you want to avoid the NES and the Game Boy version because they're incredibly ugly. If anything, the NES one looks even worse than the Game Boy one. Oh, boss battle with a jaguar, panther, puma, whatever these things are called. I'm not good on my big cats. Leopard? Of course, the problem is that there's sort of multiple names for what is the same species, and then even like a panther is the same species as, I think, a jaguar, except that it's black and doesn't have spots, but biologically it's the same. Anyway, it's complicated. I can see why Apple gave up on naming their operating systems after big cats, because they kind of ran out of them after a while. Yeah, so I guess I found Nala. There's sort of jaguar enemies as normal enemies in the other version, but this one was a boss fight. It was different. The boss fight in all other versions, I think, if I'm remembering. Not this, I'm just going to fast forward through this. Yeah, the boss fight of the Hakuna Matata level before was a gorilla who throws coconuts at you, which supposedly was based on an early draft of the script that had a gorilla, but which was removed before the final film. Defeat Scar. Oh, okay, so this is skipping a few things. Let me see here. So after Hakuna Matata, you've got Simba's Destiny, Be Prepared, Simba's Return, and then Pride Rock. We've skipped 3 levels there and gone straight to Pride Rock. So normally there would be a level in a cave, and then a level in a volcano, and then the Simba's Return is also called Hyena's Lair in some versions of the game, and you just go through caves and fight a bunch of hyenas, and there's like tunnel entrances that warp you around, and you have to pick the right one. That's pretty tedious. So I'm not sad to have missed all that, but yeah, we're now at the Burning Pride Rock stage of the story, when Simba has come back to reclaim his kingdom from Scar, his usurping uncle, who hasn't really appeared so far in the story of this game. There are a few interstitial scenes in the SNES version of Scar looking menacingly out from an outcropping and saying to his hyenas, "Kill him." It's pretty cool stuff, but yeah, not in this one. Man, this is going fast. Just like Little Mermaid, we might be finished quickly, and so I guess maybe we'll check out some other Lion King games after. Depends how we do. Oh, chat's going pretty quick, actually. Wolves, yes. Yeah, did you not see the wolves? I guess they were more like jackals or African sort of prairie dogs kind of thing. Yeah, actually I'd call them jackals more than wolves. Gibbon says, yeah, there are wolves in the Jungle Book. I think that's set in India. Again, like, as with big cats, I'm not an expert on what animals appear in what regions of the world, but I didn't think wolves were African. But what do I know? But yeah, jackals actually fits a lot better. Oh, okay, so I think Gibbon's talking about panthers. They do have spots. You can see them under certain lighting. So they got like black on black spots. That's kind of cool. Yeah. So I was talking about the NES and the Game Boy version. I don't think I ever finished saying what the Stampede was like in that one. It was a top-down one, much like the one we saw earlier in this game, but much more simplistic. It was just like an auto-scroller left to right, with Simba running and wildebeests running behind him and passing him. There weren't obstacles like the trees and rocks and stuff, and no jumping. I noticed a neat little effect where you could see Simba's shadow beneath him when he jumped in the top-down sections of this game before. So Scar's even got the jaguars on his side, or the leopards, or whatever they are. Interesting. Cheetahs? Maybe they're cheetahs. They actually look more like cheetahs. Let's go with that. Whoa! Whoa, look out. Rah! Oh, he doesn't respect the roar. Ow. Quit it. He seems to be the same sprite as me. Ow. Actually, his head is shaped differently, I think. Yeah. And Simba was running left to right automatically, and you could just sort of swap what lane he's running in. Is kind of a very simplistic auto-scrolling type thing. This one was much better in this game, the Stampede level. Yeah, black on black spots, says Gibbon. Looks like I got knocked into the fire. So here we are at the climax of The Lion King 1. It's been a pretty short game so far, really. Even with... I don't think I've really used save states too much as a crutch. So, very easy game. But there is more coming, as I said. We will get a portion based on the sequel, which is very exciting to me because I like the sequel a lot. Alright, so that was the objective. Knock him off. There's a move you can do to throw leopards and Scar in that battle on SNES. Save Kiara, okay, so we're jumping straight into Lion King 2 with no break in the action. Oh, okay, another one of these, good. Yeah, a throw move, which you need to do to defeat Scar. I don't remember if that was on NES and Game Boy, even though I just watched people playing them. But I do remember that on Master System it was pretty different. Ah, stupid bloody crocodiles. So there's a jump, but I don't actually see my shadow in this level. Okay. Yeah, on Master System, it was more a case of you have to wait for Scar to jump and then attack him in midair and he'll fly backwards, and you gotta knock him off like that. I don't think there was a knocking off thing on NES and Game Boy, a knocking off mechanic. Scar kind of has infinite health and you just have to throw him off in the main version. And yeah, it looked like this one looked similarly to that. Whoa. Okay, cool that they reused this level type, but I don't really know how I can avoid these crocodiles. Not that it's too much of an issue, because they're not doing a hell heap of damage. Are there many games that cover the sequel? Gibbon asks. I think this really is the only one, this and the PlayStation version, of course. The Disney sequels, I don't think they often got a game tie-in. I'm speaking out of my butt here, but I do know that Lion King 1.5 actually has a spin-off game on GBA, which is a platformer where you play as like Timon and Pumbaa, so that's pretty interesting. Or even something that low profile got a game tie-in, probably because of the Lion King name. I think Lion King is one of the most successful and popular Disney animated movies of all time. So yeah, I don't know what's up with these scenes, if they should look better than they do when you're not emulating, I don't know. So yeah, Lion King 2 is about Simba's daughter, Kiara, but it seems like the Lion King 2 levels in this game, they make it more about Simba and you play as him. I mean, it saves making more sprites, I guess, but I kind of wanted to play as Kiara or Kovu. Yeah. It's been pointed out several times that the plot of The Lion King is kind of similar to Shakespeare's Hamlet, where the king's brother usurps the throne, exiles the son. Oh, I think I just got a health upgrade, nice. And then the son comes back and reclaims his kingdom by killing the corrupt uncle. The plot of Lion King 2 is a bit more like Romeo and Juliet, where there's a forbidden love. You've got this character who is Scar's heir, like he's pretty much his son, but during rewrites of the script they changed it from actually being his son to just being like an appointed heir for reasons, because I think Scar was supposed to have taken on Nala as a mate when he took over Pride Rock, and I think that's the justification they had, and that was incompatible with the plot of 2, where it's Scar's mate hatching this revenge plan. Or maybe the timing doesn't work out or something. I don't know. I don't know what the problem was. But yeah, you've got this like exiled pride of evil lions that were Scar's buddies, who, you know, oddly enough don't show up at all in the first film. It's pretty much just Scar and the hyenas. And yeah, you got the mate Zira with her 3 children, and her middle child Kovu, who she's grooming to take over as the king when she goes and kills Simba. Here we go. Here's some of these evil lions I was talking about. Evil lionesses. They show up a lot in the film. And again, same music. I went through and I did like I said last week. I went through and I watched videos of all the songs from Lion King 2 on YouTube, just to refresh my memory of what they were like, because I was looking forward to hearing them again in this game, but no such luck. We've just got this one tune through the entire game, and that's really disappointing to me. The songs in Lion King 2, they weren't as good, but they were still good, you know? They weren't Lion King 1 tier, but they're still good. The movie itself, actually, I like a lot. I think generally it's seen as being on a slightly higher tier than most Disney sequels, but I haven't seen most of those. All I know is that when I watched the sequel as a kid. I thought it was good. The end. Yeah, so like I was saying, Simba's daughter, Kiara, strikes up a friendship with this exiled lion cub, Kovu, and they there's some altercations between the Pride Land lions and the Outland lions, and Kiara is forbidden from seeing Kovu, and forbidden love. But they eventually get together and happily ever after. Yeah, it ends much more happily than the actual Romeo and Juliet, by the way, as you might have predicted. I haven't actually tried this yet, but I saw speedruns using it a lot, doing a claw attack in midair to get extra height. It doesn't seem to work in this version. The Master System speedrunner was also doing a jump attack a lot as well, but it acted a little bit differently, at least as a cub. It was more a diving attack than just a jumping attack thing. Hey Tony, what's up? Good to see you. He's saying sorry he's late. That's fine. Had to make a store visit for sourdough bread. I just finished off our sourdough bread. And then I cooked my own loaf of homemade bread, which is pretty cool. Wow, we're already up to defeat 0, so it's kind of short. I don't think Lion King 2 got quite as much respect as the first movie in this game adaptation. But the fact that it's there at all is a kind of a novelty, which I enjoy. So yeah, short game. I will load up some other versions after this, so stick around, Tony. Oh, Tony says he's stressed out, but it's nice to see Milo playing an obscure Disney game. I'm glad that I could make you happy in that way, and I could have predicted it, of course. Yes. Did that actually increase my health at all? Or am I at maximum? I couldn't tell. But I am getting hurt a lot, so I need a bug of some kind before confronting 0. You know what? I got 10 lives. Who cares? So here's 0. Scar's mate. Wait, maybe she's not even Scar's mate in the final movie. I think she just idolizes him. Because if Kovu's not Scar's son, then it must be someone else. I don't know. Who cares? Headcanon, she's definitely Scar's mate, and those are their children. Yeah, cool stuff. Tony says he's going to have to miss next Tuesday's stream. That's kind of unfortunate because I was planning to play Incredible Crisis. I mean, I know you're familiar with the game, so it's not like you need to see me playing it, but I thought you'd like to see me playing it, and it would also be really helpful having you there to comment on it and give some feedback and background or whatever. Well, if you're not there, Tony, I might have to delay Incredible Crisis for another week and play it right at the end of the month, basically. If that works out with the dates, I'll have to check. But actually, after next week, I'm on holidays for 2 weeks. So I might adjust my schedule a little and do some additional streaming on different days. So yeah, we'll see what we can work out there. Yeah, we'll work that out later, but yeah. Maybe I'll catch up on this backlog of streaming games that I have planned. Wow, this is tough. Ranger Mouse says this game is pretty cute and she's a fan of that. That's cool. Not phased at all by the Roars era. Raw. Actually, I think it did make her pause a little. Yeah, maybe. This is tough. So we haven't even seen Kiara. There was a mission called Save Kiara, but all the screens were just of crocodiles swarming, and I know there is a scene where she almost gets attacked by them and then Simba rescues her. But yeah, she hasn't appeared at all. Kovu and Kiara are not a part of this game at all, which is weird because the movie is all about them. And I really like the story of the movie. But oh well. This is like super hard and I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. The jumping doesn't work, the claw works, but I don't know if she actually has health or not. I guess I just have to be better about not getting hit. And maybe I should have been better about collecting health upgrades during the game. Too late now. Yeah, getting a health upgrade from a red and yellow bug was also a mechanic from the other game. But there was also a mechanic where your roaring bar was like a stamina bar, and getting hit would remove that before it started removing your health. So it was like a defensive thing where if you had the roaring stamina up, yeah, it would eat a hit for you basically. No such thing in this game, but you do have a lot more health as well, so I guess it's fine. So yeah, I was hoping that this game would be a bit more substantial, but as it is, it's a pretty interesting footnote and addendum to the... Oh, there we go. Taken out to the, the earlier Lion King 2D game, which is cool when they're able to do that. With sequels like this, and because, you know, technology progressed, the main game wasn't in this style, but they made the handheld accompanying game in that older style, and that does happen sometimes. I wish I could think of other examples right now. I should have thought of this earlier. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. So that's the end. I'll keep going with other things, so don't leave yet, but yeah, game completed. Is that Comic Sans? Tell me that's not Comic Sans. Here's a different song at last. Taurus Games. As you might expect, I looked up their catalog, and they are, you know, chiefly known for a variety of licensed games of this sort. So yeah, not much notable on their softography, unfortunately. Softography, where did I get that from? It's like a discography or a bibliography, but for software. Don't know where I picked that up from, but I kind of like it as a word. Yeah, so pretty cool game, not bad, but very, very short and very easy. Maybe I should have put it on hard mode and I would have never beaten 0 at the end. Nope, not doing that. Because yeah, there's no extra content or anything. Oh man, stupid bloody Twitch chat. I missed a whole bunch of crap just now. Bah. Anyway. Oh wow, Tony's going to a Disney Parks press event. Fancy. For Guardians of the Galaxy Monsters After Dark, which is like a temporary reskin of the Mission Breakout. I know too much about this stuff through Tony. Like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Gibbons saying, what Shakespeare play would they copy next for Lion King 3? Macbeth, possibly? Yeah, Tony says Lion King 3 is Timon and Pumbaa's movie. Could that be considered Shakespeare-inspired? Yeah, Lion King 3 is actually... It's not Lion King 3, it's called Lion King 1.5. It's sort of background events from Lion King 1, but from Timon and Pumbaa's perspective. So, of anything, I'd say it's definitely a Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead situation. Which, you know, that fits really well because that play is based completely on Hamlet and the comic relief characters from that having their own adventure in the background, basically. So yeah. And yes, Tony's acknowledging me switching the Incredible Crisis stream to fit with his schedule. So yes, I will do that. We'll work out the details later. Gibbon says Wikipedia does use softography now, and he was looking up Neverland code because he's playing and looking into Lufia games right now, so he said that he saw that word on Neverland's page. Yes, Lufia, excellent game series, of course. I don't remember this music from before, so I'm going to reboot real quick and see if it does play. I have a fast forward button here. Oh yeah, same music, but like I showed at the start of the stream, but I guess it didn't come through. The game by default starts with music on level 1 out of 3, and you have to go and manually turn it up. Pretty strange. But yeah, that's it for this game. I showed off pretty much everything about it, except for the tag, which I can't do. Nala is playable there, so at least we have something. Oh yeah, okay. So these are the other bonus games we didn't see. I guess we'll check them out. Beetle Hunt. Okay, so this is a Mr. What's-it-face? Yellow bug's good, red bug's bad. What's the name of the crocodile from Mr. Vile from Banjo-Kazooie, where you eat some coloured bugs and not other ones? Not bugs, they're like Yumblies and Grumblies, but that's beside the point. I'm assuming Pumbaa's right at the bottom, so just keep following down. Collecting bugs doesn't really matter, because that will just like give you extra lives in the main game. They're not adding to my time or anything. There we go. Hooray! Oh, and time remaining adds to my score. Nice. Yes. It is the Halloween-themed reskin for the what used to be the Tower of Terror. Which is ironic, as Tony points out, since Tower of Terror was a year-round Halloween-themed ride. Of course. Yeah, that's right. Tony pointing out that there's a Haunted Mansion ride which gets reskinned at Christmas to be Nightmare Before Christmas themed. That actually fits really well. I went to Disneyland 2 Christmases ago, and they had sorry, this is Tokyo Disney, by the way. They had a Nightmare Before Christmas dark ride, but I don't know if that was a seasonal reskin or not. They do things differently over there. It might just be the state of how it is. Yeah, so this is pretty simple. I recall Timon and Pumbaa's Jungle Games possibly having a game a lot like this. But yeah, it's a simple concept, so that makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's fine. I'm curious about this tennis thing. Bug tennis. Okay. Press A to serve and hit. Okay, I can do that. Oh, wow. This is pretty interesting. Pumbaa clutching a tennis racket in his trotter there. Interesting. It's pretty easy. I really should play one of the Camelot Mario Tennis handheld games. Don't know which one to start with though. GBC obviously would be simpler, but GBA looks and sounds exactly like Golden Sun, which kind of gets me right there. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. So you get 3 rallies and you gotta rack up as many points as you can. That's pretty cool. Neat. Cobweb as a tennis net. That's fun. So what are we missing? I haven't shown you this screen where there's a meerkat. I haven't shown you... Yep, that's it. Alright, so we're done with this game. Completely done. Tony says, yeah, it's a reskin in Tokyo as well. And strange that there was never a Lion King ride. I agree, actually. So I'm going to quit that. I'm going to load up something else. Because, man, that was super short. Luckily, I had the forethought to go and download this earlier today. Okay. Should be seeing something soon. Should be hearing something, hopefully. Oh, no, it's done this thing again. This happened last time, remember? When we had the PlayStation thing, we had to... It didn't show anything when I switched between different emulators for some weird reason, so I'm gonna shut down the whole program, come back. Okay, much better. Let's adjust this a little bit. So yeah, this is the main version of this game. It was made by Paradox. And yeah. FMV sequences on our disk format console here. Oh wow, there's virtual rides, says Tony, on the early 2000s Lion King DVDs with Timon and Pumbaa being your guides. They were sort of like VR theme park rides, but just on the TV screen. And there were 3 of them for each, you know, one for each movie, and it was a choose your own adventure ride. It sounds really interesting, Tony. I should have got the DVDs and played them on a stream. If I'd known this was going to be short, I might have even tried to get Timon and Pumbaa's Jungle Games. But yeah, so here we've got a scene from the first movie. Yeah. It's a little quiet, but we can actually hear the music from the film here. It's so quiet. Maybe there'll be options later on. I'm going to skip ahead. Go watch the movie if you want to see that. And hey, maybe this video will get a takedown from Disney on YouTube because of that. So, there. Yeah. Okay, options. Oh, yeah. 3D graphics. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Much better. Stereo, please. Easy is fine. Okay. What's Rafiki's? Ah, the minigames. We've already got one available. Let's try it out. That sounds pretty weird, Tony. Yes. Loading screens, man. My fast forward key will come in handy.
Hit the bugs with your paw. If you miss 3 bugs, the game is over.
New voice acting. Fantastic. So I have Y input, and that's to swing the paw. Hakuna Matata. Oh my goodness, that's gonna get tedious. So you say. Simba telling me that I'm having fun there. I disagree. I like the music though. Ugh! Yeah, this is getting boring.
Game over, Simba. Better luck next time.
Thanks, Pumbaa. So what is this game? I don't really know anything about it. I wasn't expecting to have to load it up. So I never really looked into what it was apart from that it's 3D. Yeah. Oh, they're all locked. Okay. Okay, so we can see what's happening. What's going to happen. Pride Rock Graveyard, Stampede, Old Friends. So Old Friends probably Hakuna Matata and then Return of the King. So in the same way, it looks like they've skipped the sort of back third of the plot there. At least in terms of the number of levels that were in other games. Fire, Rhino Chase, Outland Attack, Climb. Huh. Yeah, and that's only 4 levels there. It seems like the same number of levels that were in the Game Boy Color version. Interesting. But let's see what they're like. Tony says the Lion King 2 virtual ride. I guess they didn't like it or something because the ride had nothing to do with the movie. For the 1.5 movie, they basically made it a Disneyland parody and went on Lion King versions of Disneyland rides. That sounds kind of funny. Oh, the Lion King. I should watch that again. Last time I tried to watch it, I actually accidentally ended up with the, what do they call it? It's like the special edition or something. It was all the same except that they added in the song Morning Report, which apparently was in the musical, the stage musical. And they sort of hacked that into the existing movie, and it really doesn't fit around the animation they have, and it spoiled my childhood because it didn't fit with my memories. I'm being facetious, of course. But yeah, it was kind of weird. I didn't like it. I didn't want it to be there. So I'm going to have to try and get a non-special edition version of the movie to watch next time. Yep. So what is this game?
Master Simba.
Oh my goodness.
Mufasa is waiting for you atop Pride Rock.
That's not Rowan Atkinson. I wonder if it's the guy that they got for Lion King 2 to replace Mr. Atkinson. This is odd. Yeah, so this is a pre-analog game. I can only use the D-pad to move around in a 3D space, which is not ideal. So different paws are worth different amounts. I think they were called coins on the screen before. It's kind of awkward. Yeah, looking at that list of levels, you know, I was hopeful that this version would let me play as different characters, but it might just be Simba all the way through again.
To become a great king, you gotta master the ability to jump. Pressing the jump button will take you to high places. For a longer jump, get a running start. Thanks, Noah. You're the best.
Oh, it's Noah.
Poor girl.
Sounds like she's voiced by an actual child there, which is, you know, nice.
Excellent.
But I really doubt any of the voice actors return for this. Yeah, cool thing about Simba. Cool thing about Lion King 2 is that they got most of the voice cast from the first movie back for the sequel. I think the only notable exception was Rowan Atkinson as Zazu. Well, the controls are really rough here. But we can see again, we've got the beetles and the chameleons as the main enemies here. So that gourd unlocks mini-games. Oh, hello.
To protect yourself, Simba, you must learn to roar. Press the roar button to scare your enemies. One day
Whoa.
you too will be a great king, Simba.
You know,
Thanks, Dad. I can't wait
if
to
that's not James
roar
Earl
like
Jones,
you.
that's a pretty good impression. Better than some of the fake Darth Vaders that they get in the Star Wars games. Yeah. Checkpoint. Okay. Oh, killing the enemies gets me coins. So I'm missing out on coins already, guys. Dang. Scar.
To be a true king, little Simba, you must learn to defeat enemies.
Okay, that's not Jeremy
Press the
Irons.
roll button to attack your enemies.
Thanks, Uncle Scar. Now I can fight all by myself.
We're best friends, me and Scar. So I don't have a claw attack, but I have a roll attack. Donkey Kong Country style. Whoops. Come on.
This is where the monarchy is headed. Count me out.
Seriously? Okay, that was annoying. It's that easy to die. Oh no! Okay. Oh, I guess I should say something about the Lion Guard. I know nothing about it. I read a few episode synopses on like
You can
Wikipedia.
attack enemies by pouncing them. To use your
Sounds kinda
pounce
dumb.
attack, press the jump button.
But it's fine,
then
I
press
guess.
the roll button once you are in the air.
Thanks, Uncle Scar. That pounce is cool.
That pounce is cool, Simba. So we got these rat guys now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, surely if Kiara had a little brother, we would have seen him in the movie. You know, maybe we did and I just don't remember. So whatever. But I'm pretty sure it's a retcon. Oh, excellent.
If you jump up to a cliff and hang from the edge, you can pull yourself up by pressing the jump button. Thanks, Noah. That'll come in handy.
Oh, these voice clips, they're kind of endearing. How's chat doing? Yes, it doesn't make sense in a canonical sense because Timon and Pumbaa get almost ran over by a train. Maybe you weren't here before when I was talking about the animated series, but yeah, there's a lot of Timon and Pumbaa interacting with human stuff in that movie. Sorry, in that show. The Timon and Pumbaa's, what did I say it was before? Around the World with Timon and Pumbaa, I believe, is what I said.
One day, you will be a great king, Simba.
Thank you, Mufasa. Que pasa? The new Blu-ray that came out is the original version. It also comes with a reproduction of some film as a collectible. What do you mean, some film? Ooh, FMV time. Danger Mouse says this is good inspiration for movies to show the child during school holidays. Yes, definitely show him Lion King 1 and 2. Maybe 1.5, I don't know. 1 and 2 are canonical for me, at least. What about that place?
That's beyond our borders. You must never go there.
Oh, I've seen some good memes about this, actually.
Oh, there's more to being king than getting your way all the time.
Where they're looking out over all the sunny area and it's Australia, and then Simba goes, what's that shadowy place? And then Mufasa goes, that is Canberra. That's where I live, so I found it funny. Oh, it comes with a film strip. Huh. So like cells from the Lion King movie? Or
But let me explain.
how do you view it?
When we die, our bodies become the grass and the antelope.
Yeah, whatever. Just watch the movie. So I didn't get all the coins because I didn't kill the enemies. But I did get 2 gourds. Oh, okay. I don't want to play Rafiki's bonus games. Gosh, I've only been streaming an hour. Should I keep playing this game? Should we load something else up? I don't have anything prepared. Let me check my little thingy here. No, none of these really work as a accompaniment to the Lion King game. I don't know. Maybe I can like go through this entire game. Start Incredible Crisis. That really wouldn't work. It's like this is a Lion King stream. Maybe I'll just keep playing this. And remain hopeful that more will come of the Lion King 2 adaptation part. Yeah, okay, this is now a speedrun. I did, you know, while I was looking at speedruns.com or whatever for Lion King games, the one for this game was really fast, so I could probably beat this game in not too much time. So why don't we do that? This level appears to be a side-scroller. So they're using the same 3D graphics, but just doing a 2D gameplay style, which is cool. I like it when games do that instead of just sticking with the one thing the whole time. Oop, oop. It's okay, it doesn't actually do that much damage. And we're not worried about completion, so we're just gonna... So Zazu is a checkpoint. Don't know why he's here congratulating me when I'm in the elephant graveyard. He should be telling me to go home. Yeah, I guess Crash Bandicoot did things like that, where you know, it's a fancy new 3D game, but they weren't afraid to still have 2D levels in there. Oh, now I'm stuck down here. This sucks. Damage boosted off the fire. That was intentional. Oh, yeah, the controls are kind of awkward for this game. If you, in case you can't tell. Maybe another Disney game. I don't actually. I can check real quick. All games. I'll have a quick scroll through and see if there's anything else Disney related. I usually only import games here, as and when, but you never know. Man, there's a lot of Little Mermaid games in here. Yeah, nothing's coming up. Yeah, let's just keep going with this. This is alright. Back in 3D, I see. Did they ever do a Lion King section in Kingdom Hearts? I mean, I know Kingdom Hearts is more about anime OCs now than it is about Disney, but just curious. God, I bumped this down to easy. Did I do that? Did I actually do that? I don't remember. Oh well. It's easy enough as it is. I wonder if I can... No, only sound options there. Of course, there's no on-the-fly difficulty switching. That would be too easy. They all look the same. Did I just kill and eat those hyenas? No, because they can still talk to me, apparently. Oh, wow. Interesting stuff. Danger Mouse telling some good childhood stories there. She saw the first Lion King movie in the cinema when it came out, and immediately after her father took the opportunity to go on about how Simba shouldn't have been king and how we should be a republic. Pushing his own political views on children through that way. Was maybe a bit young for the politics of it, so might have spoiled the movie for me as a young child, she says. No, too bad. Good story. Play the weird Donald Duck GBC game. Good idea. I'll keep that in mind for a future stream. For now, we're going to keep going with this, but I think I did talk about before how I appreciated that game using the engine of the first two Rayman Game Boy Color games. Fast forward button. Yes. In Kingdom Hearts 2, there's a Lion King world, says Gibbon. It's a really fun world, actually. Oh, there's the jackal. I think that's a jackal. It looked a bit different to the jackals in the Game Boy Color game.
Even a king has many dangerous enemies.
Thanks for your wisdom, Mufasa. So this is what the SNES version wishes it looked like. But it's got the problem, to bring up Crash Bandicoot again, it also had stages where you're running towards the camera in a 3D thing like this, like a, what do you call them, belt scroller? I don't know. Checkpoint, thank you. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot. It had the problem where, you know, things would pop up immediately in front of you because of the way the camera is set up in these bits, which made them pretty frustrating. And we're getting some of the same thing here. Maybe a little bit of reaction time. But yeah, the main point is to show you the things that are chasing you. In this case, wildebeest. In Crash Bandicoot, it was polar bears, boulders, all sorts of things. Alright, we made it. a Tarzan game on the GameCube. Says Tony, where you turn into a lion. Or is that in Donald Duck? Donald becomes a non-anthropomorphic bird and Goofy becomes a turtle. Oh, okay, he's talking about Kingdom Hearts now. Yes, so in the Kingdom Hearts 2 Lion King level, Sora becomes a lion and holds the Keyblade in his mouth. Donald becomes a bird that's non-anthropomorphized. This is a cool scene. You can see Simba growing up. There's one intermediary stage there, which is really only in this one sequence, and then, yeah, adult. Kind of cut out the Hakuna Matata song there. Man, this is a good movie, but we're not just going to watch the movie. We're going to play the game. Okay, so here we're going to meet up with Nala again. She looks so fierce in the scene when she's chasing Pumbaa. It's really interesting how they do some little tweaks. She's gonna eat me! There's another little... Oh, a skunk, okay. Yeah, there's a subtle design thing where the bad lions in Lion King 2 and Scar, you can always see their claws. If you watch either of these movies again, watch out for this. But other lions who are good guy lions, I just passed through that platform. Did you notice that? Like, I just completely phased through the ground. Anyway. Yeah, the good guy lions, when you see their paws, you can't see their claws, basically. This does really remind me of Crash Bandicoot, actually, in a lot of ways. The 3D levels are kind of straightforward, linear, you know, A to B kind of things instead of full 3D. And there's side-scrolling bits, so that's kind of interesting. And then the chase bit, yeah. I think this is a Crash Bandicoot clone, guys. I don't want to alarm you, but don't have any boxes to break. Come on now. You all saw that. People talking about the weird hitbox in Insane Trilogy, but this is the real tragedy. Travesty, I should say. What is this? Oh my goodness. Is this truly the Dark Souls of Disney games? That does sound a little like Matthew Broderick. I'll be interested to reach the credits and see what it says about voice actors. Didn't quite make that jump. Going Quackers did it too. Tony says he saw the movie again last week and it was good. Oh, okay. Bouncy. Oh, seriously. This is crazy. I'm losing a lot of lives in a rapid succession. This isn't the GBC version anymore, guys. Of course, I'm forgetting about my attacks. What is going on? I should not have loaded back this far. See, grabbing the ledge, that's what he's supposed to do.
Checkpoint.
Okay, that was the checkpoint. I didn't lose too much. Save here. Blink. No, Disney Infinity is the Dark Souls, says Tony. Is that really hard? I guess it's hard on your wallet. Yeah, each 100 of those give you another life. I think it's 100. So I think I just picked up like 2 or 3 lives just now. Ah, ow.
Checkpoint.
Sorry, just getting absorbed in this game. I kind of like this level. Nice little set pieces and stuff. But yeah, the more I play, the more convinced I am this is inspired by Crash, the old Crash. And it wouldn't have been too long after those games started coming out on PlayStation, so yeah, Not surprising, maybe. Oh, I see. Tony's saying you can never 100% Disney Infinity because it was cancelled before it was finished. Yeah, 100% really doesn't mean the same thing in a Toys to Life game. Like, I'm used to playing Lego games with my wife and completing them, but we've got Lego Dimensions now, and we're never gonna... You're never gonna get 100% in that unless you spend, like, literally thousands of dollars. So, yeah, it just doesn't work the same, and you have to let go of that. I think a similar thing, I mean, we've been talking about Mario Sunshine a lot lately, and I've been also watching a Let's Play of it, and they're up to doing the blue coin missions too, and I always hear people complaining about the blue coin missions, but they're completely and totally optional. Like, I just view Mario Sunshine like I view Disney Infinity, is what I'm saying. In that, specifically in that, you don't have to 100% it. You really don't. Just don't bother. Like, it's just gonna stress and frustrate you. It's completely optional. But then again, playing any game is optional. You don't have to do anything. So, whatever. No, the bop works. Excellent.
Checkpoint.
I'm gonna miss James Earl Jones having those 2 lines earlier in the game. So why was that meat just sitting there? Maybe the hyenas were saving up for later. I guess we're gonna have to check out the mini games later in this game. My phone keeps lighting up. I think some Castlevania fans have found my Castlevania comic translations on Tumblr and keep reblogging them. It's probably my most popular thing I've ever done, to be honest. Whoops. Lucky that was a checkpoint. You think you know a guy. Man, what a great movie The Lion King is. Whoops. That's not quite the same situation as Rare, but yeah, it is an interesting situation. The developer behind Disney Infinity was like canned, or so, did Disney own them? I think so, but when Disney Infinity was canned, the developer sort of, yeah, I think they were all laid off by Disney or something, and then very soon after, the whole studio was like bought up or rehired by Warner Brothers and reincorporated into a studio to make games for Warner Brothers. And so, you know, good move on Warner Brothers' part. The really weird and amusing part comes in when the first contract that this new studio worked on after being laid off from the Disney Infinity project by Disney is to make the Cars 3 tie-in game for Disney. It's so bizarre. And, you know, by all accounts, it's a decent enough game, but it's no Disney Infinity. Yeah, so weird. Do I get to fight Scar? Yes, okay. I'm prepared. I'm preparing. Tony says now, yeah, he says Disney did own them, but they disowned them. But he's saying they're apparently working on a Harry Potter MMO, which is a really interesting idea. It seems like the natural extension of the Pottermore project, I suppose. I wonder if my friends and relations who are very into Harry Potter would be interested in that. I'm sure my friend in Wollongong would actually, but I don't know if my wife would have the inclination to play an MMO. Not if it's on the computer, I'm sure of it. She doesn't even have a computer these days. She got one of them iPad Pros to, believing that it would be able to do all the functions of what a computer would do for her. Yeah. Which is more or less the case. Okay, this is a bit more exploitable than it is in 2D. Oh, okay. Phase 2.
Good try.
Good try. Scar has the ability to summon boulders. He's an earthbender.
Mufasa was so easily beaten. Like father, like son.
Screw you, man.
My father was a great king.
Good try.
You said that already. Hey, don't even think about jumping back up there, buddy. Ah. Yeah. Pounce. No. No. Yes. Yes! I win! Well, they weren't always owned by Disney, says Tony. What's the name of the studio again? Yep. So that is it for the Lion King 1 portion. And this is the start of Lion King 2. Yeah. Okay. It's weird how it kind of just skips like that, but... Oh. And Kiara's already grown up. At least we get to see Kiara in this game. But yeah, this is... Yeah, the fire scene. So there was one extra level in the Game Boy Color version compared to this.
Worry, Simba. She'll be fine. What could happen?
That's not a bad Ron Atkinson impression, actually, but that's not him.
Kiara!
Avalanche, that's the one. I was thinking that, but I didn't say it. I promise I was. I'm smart. Showing off. Anyway, they made Disney tie-in games that Disney was so impressed with that they bought them out and became self-published.
Roast marshmallows.
Marshmallows. So here we are in side-scroll land again. Back with the hedgehogs. Yeah, we didn't have quite the variety of enemies in this game. There were skunks there. I didn't see skunks in any other version.
Here somewhere.
Do, 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 do. Rhino. Neither version had the gorilla. Ah, logs. Ow.
Checkpoint.
Stupid antelopes. Ah, stupid porcupines. Pfft. They don't care. Just shrug it off. Ow.
Way to go, Simba.
Yeah, side scroll is probably my favorite too. I don't know, 3D is good when it's done well, but it wasn't particularly done well in this game. As I said, we only have a D-pad to work with. I can like get a bit of extra height with that pounce, but it doesn't actually seem effective in killing those porcupines. Thank you. Yes, CD-based games have all the grunts that you want. Here! Bounce off a rhino, that's King's prerogative. I can bounce off any rhinos I want, because I'm the king. I really was expecting to play as Kovu and Kiara in this game, you know. Okay. Whoops. There is momentum. I'm sure there was supposed to be an animation there, but he just sort of stood there and died. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, I don't know, this game's decent, but I think I might prefer the Game Boy Color version, if only because it has these sort of vague conceptual ties back to the older games in the series, and I like that kind of thing. That was literally the final jump that I failed on before. Yep. Fire. Okay, rhino chase. That's different. Different to the crocodile chase. Yeehaw! Skip.
Watch out for those horns!
Okay, Pumbaa, will do. So yeah, in the same way that they had the crocodile chase level, they've put in this style of level again for a different part of the movie. Don't think the rhino chase really amounted to much in the movie, but here there's like a million of them. Yeah, those aren't jackal, those little things, what are they? They're not like fennec foxes, are they? Maybe they're aardwolves. Aardwolves? Dope. Oh, I just passed the checkpoint. Yeah. Gibbons agreeing I don't know about this game. So
Excellent.
I mean, in the pantheon of PS1 games, it's a lot better, but it's interesting to see the formula of like Crash Bandicoot in this case being copied for a licensed game. I think that's fun when that kind of thing happens. I'm just gonna hug the wall and just cheese my way through this. Miss all the gourds, that's fine, I don't care. Oh, poor guy. I don't want to kill those little guys. Okay.
Yeah, who's the king?
Oh, me, I guess. Okay, thanks. Yeah, Tony. That was a really stupid thing to happen to Gibbon. Cartoon Network screwed him over. And Miyamoto also screwed him over on another occasion. These are two events at his previous game development job. This is where Simba thinks Kovu has betrayed him.
What are you doing out here? And so
I think. Or is this one after they've teamed up?
Well done, Kovu. Just like we
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah.
planned.
Just as planned. You.
I didn't have anything to do with this.
Very dramatic.
Yes, we've got him.
Oh, good movie. Yes, I agree. Miyamoto is a hack, Gibbon is the real visionary, says Tony. Completely agree. And I hope that initiative to claim ownership of the Blinks the Time Sweeper IP and make your own game, I hope that's successful. I'd offer my help, but I don't really have any marketable skills for development of a game. Quit it, vultures. Ow. Oh, so close to the checkpoint. Oh well. Screw you, Zazu. Should have got ROMs for like all the other versions of the Lion King that I was talking about earlier. Show you what they're like, but yeah, didn't think it would be necessary. Nah, it'd be too tedious to download them all. And switch between them on this stream. I'm not going to bother. But yes, if you're going to look into them, basically go for the SNES version, or probably the easiest one to run from the Virgin Interactive version of the game. And then the Master System one is quite good. It's got really nice graphics for an 8-bit system. Yeah, it's a pretty nice version of that game, and the level design is, you know, it's different. It's the same levels. It covers the same like material from the film into level form, but it has different level design in those bits than does the SNES version. As for the one that's on the NES and Game Boy, if I'm right about the NES one not actually having the back half of the game's levels, then go for the Game Boy version, but it's much of a muchness really. They're both really ugly, and the level design is very beholden to what was done by Virgin on the SNES and Mega Drive, etc. But slightly simplified, so you're not really missing anything by skipping those versions, is the thing. But yeah, like I said, the Master System one is different, but it still has all the same mechanics and stuff. So it's just that it's a much better and nicer looking game than is the Nintendo 8-bit version. Yeah, so you can look into that yourself. I'm not going to play any of those games today. Oh. I saved literally right at the end.
The Pride Lands.
Oh, okay. I wasn't going to, but now you've told me to. Yeah, Gibbon. He says, I kind of hate how the good guys always fall for the bad guys, saying, hey, your body is actually a double agent. Yeah. I think it's probably just lazy writing is to suddenly make one of your main characters stupid or gullible for the sake of the plot or for a misunderstanding. It does happen a lot, you're right. Vitani. This is Kovu's little sister.
Kiara's right.
But she rebels. This is, of course, after Nuka, the older brother, has died, unfortunately, in the fight.
You will not fight. Then you will die as well.
Oh no, they're all turning on Zira.
Where are you going? Get back here.
Let it go, Zira. It's time to put the past behind us.
That's right, Simba's learned a lesson.
Let it go.
Is Virgin Airlines related to Virgin Interactive Games? That's a good question. Yeah, there you go. Kiara gets the fight. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, Gibbon's asking, do her claws go away now when she switches sides? I wasn't looking, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, let's say Virgin Interactive is the same as Virgin Airlines. Why not? Richard Branson developed that game, I'm sure.
Watch out for falling rocks and logs!
Thanks, Pumbaa. Yeah, I actually, my mobile phone plan is with Virgin Mobile, so they've got fingers in every pie. Actually, no, I'm switching away from them. I just lodged an application to port my number over to IINet, the same people I have my internet with. This is exciting, riveting stuff, isn't it? Anyway, it hasn't gone through yet. They said it would take 72 hours to switch my number. Even though they're both Optus resellers, apparently it takes longer to move within that network than it does to switch to another network like Telstra. What a crock. But anyway, that's just the way it is, so. Sometime tomorrow, while I'm at work, I'm sure, my phone will stop working and I'll have to put a different SIM card in it. Isn't this exciting? Yeah, I bopped on a boulder. This is kind of fun. I like this level. Checkpoint. Oops. Oh, it might be different to the Virgin company that published the Doctor Who books in the 90s, Gibbon. That's a good question. Apparently the name is around a lot. But hey, maybe it is the same company. I don't know.
Pouncer, Simba, pouncer!
If you say so. Pouncer. That sounds kind of lewd, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to pounce Zira. I'm married.
It is my
Oh.
destiny to defeat.
Tony confirming,
Rhineland.
given it is the same company. So they do
Zira, we don't
mobile
have to
phone
fight.
reselling, they do airlines, they do video games, or they used to, I don't know if they still do that. They do book publishing. That Richard Branson man, he is a primo entrepreneur with many different enterprises. Interesting. And we have a lot to be thankful for. They made some good Disney games. They gave me a good deal on my phone service until recently. I don't think I've ever flown with them.
I guess it has to come to this.
And I haven't actually read any of those books either, but, you know, they were very important for a lot of Doctor Who fans of that era, when the show was off the air. And I'm sure they did some interesting things with the story in them.
You're not a king.
Was Lungbarrow a Virgin New adventure? Because that's one I hear about a lot. Yeah. So Scar summons boulders, Zira summons logs. Even though there's nobody on her side at this
You'll
point,
never
so
beat me.
who's pushing those logs
Guess
down?
it has to come to this.
Like, Scar still had an army of hyenas at that point. So he could conceivably have been calling them to throw rocks from above.
You'll never beat me.
I guess it has to come to this.
Yes, you both already said that. Come on. Come down here and fight me like a real lion. Yeah, take that. Yeah, she's a bit less aggressive than on GBC. Yeah. Danger Mouse having some nice things to say about this level. And bringing her sales expertise. She says that Virgin also had a line of lingerie for a little while, which they sold at Maya. It wasn't very popular, she says. Is that because of the name, do you think? I don't know. Just speculating. Lingerie, you know. Oh, was that the one? Never mind, don't worry about it. Yeah. Virgin Games does mobile casino games now, says Tony. That is a sad state of affairs.
It's time Kiara sees you as the pitiful fool you are.
Rude.
Zira, no!
Yeah, I guess similar thing to what happened to Konami. Ah, man, video games these days. This is why I like playing games like this. Simpler time.
You're not a king.
Of course, this is not Virgin. This is Paradox Interactive, or whatever it was. And yeah, that's it. That's The Lion King 2. Yay! Well, we've discovered a lot about Virgin Company today. We've played 2 versions of a Lion King game, and oh wait, we're not done yet because I gotta play the mini games. 7 different puzzles, amazing. Yeah. I missed the Kong letters, whatever. Continue, please. Right. The popularity of the lingerie line was more to do with the quality than the name, she says. Understandable. We are one. This is a song from the second movie. Good song. Yo, Simba, what's up? Yes, it is weird to see the Lion King 2 characters here, Tony, when they did barely anything in the game. You know, they showed up in the cutscenes, which are only in this version. Actually, that's something I forgot to mention before. If you do look up these older versions, you probably should prefer the Game Boy one over the NES one because it has these utterly horrifying, like, between level transitionary screens with like incredibly off-model depictions of the characters. It's worth checking out. Yeah, maybe we will play those another day, but probably not. So don't look forward to it. Yeah, Tony says for a cheap call, the animation is kind of okay. Yeah, I got the impression that Lion King 2 is better regarded than a lot of the Disney sequels, but I don't know if that's because it was an earlier one and then they started getting low effort later on. I don't know the timeline exactly. Maybe you have a better idea of No, I wasn't imitating the baby. I was doing silly animal noises, of course. Yeah, let's skip that. Goodbye credits. Let's go to the minigame section. Wow, I've beaten 2 whole games in an hour 45 minutes. It's crazy. Oh, puzzle game. Yes, please. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, it's a sliding tile puzzle. That is the worst kind of puzzle. I hate these. Okay. And you got to do them in Wind Waker. Well, okay, you don't have to. It's optional. See, but my wife had some very good advice for me to tell me how to do these properly. And it's basically to work on them a bit at a time. So you try and do, like, there's a way to rotate them, which is very important, but also to try and just do one line at a time, one row at a time. So like this. It's a little confusing which one is being selected at any given time. I think that's too high up. That might need to be moved down completely. Yeah, you know what? Screw this. I'm not doing this. You've all seen sliding tile puzzles before. Return of Jafar is awful. I saw the Beauty and the Beast movies. Yeah, but which one was the first D2V sequel that was made, Tony? And was it good? And have they declined over time? Oh man. Sorry, Tony's talking about Lady Layton, the newest Layton game. How it's nice, bouncing gourds. It's got a sliding tile puzzle, and it's the worst ever, he says. Alright, see you, Danger Mouse. You're only missing the minigames at the end. Yeah, you saw most of the good stuff, so thanks for sticking around. Yeah, Layton, Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy, I think is the name of the game. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. See you later. Tony saying Return of Jafar was the first sequel. Okay, so we have 9 gourds and 3 things, but luckily we can afford the most expensive one. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to sneakily load my game so I can see what they look like, even though I haven't found all the gourds, because I'm a cheater. Alright, what is this? Meerkat Bash. Pumbaa's going to sit on a meerkat. Fair enough. Whatever blows your hair back.
Note to self, I will exercise every day so I can do this.
Cool. It's not just a meerkat, that's Timon, man, I think. Oh, I see. You gotta get to the hole and then you gotta press the X button to sit. And he like briefly butt bashes down. This is like the worst version of Whack-A-Mole ever. It's so slow to move between the holes. Yeah, that's dumb. Alright, martial arts. Did Return of Jafar have a game? I don't think so. No. I mean, there were 2 Aladdin games, one on the SNES and one on Mega Drive. Unlike Lion King, they were different between the 2 versions. So this is a brief sequence in the movie where Rafiki does a little kung fu action on some hyenas. They've turned it into anything.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Okay. Hey, what gives? Don't think I read those instructions well enough.
So, you think you're pretty smart, eh?
I do think I'm pretty smart. This time, press a directional button with X to attack in the direction. Okay, I thought that's what I was doing. There's an unlicensed Return of Jafar game on NES,
Better than to challenge old Rafiki,
says Gibbon. Okay, so I hold the direction and then press the button. And he has different little moves. That's cool. That's kind of cool. Satisfying. And they go flying away. That's cool. Yeah, sounds interesting. Return of Jafar game. Oh. That one came diagonally. Do I have diagonal moves too? I think I do. No, I don't. Do I? I do. But only diagonal, like, down. I don't have diagonal up, like, up left and up right. Well, that was fun. Ah, wise choice. Okay, what's this? Bum, bum, bum. Matching rocks. Oh, memory game? Really? That's dumb. What a boring idea. Oh. It's just a graphics hack of another game called Astyanax. Pumbaa. Oh, you know what I didn't do during the credits? I didn't look out for voice actors. And I'm dumb. Why does she call her mother by her name? Oops. My memory's not so good. Yay! I won. Well, if I can't find a way to view the credits, then that will be it for this game. Yeah, Gibbon's gonna send a link to that Jafar hack thing. And Tony's complaining about Lady Layton. There's too many puzzles that have a trick answer. Yes, that's a little unfair. Oh yeah, we can view credits. All right, let's do that. And I will wrap up here. All the maths questions, he says, have a trick answer that don't involve you doing the maths. Well, he said math, but I'm translating to my dialect, if you don't mind. Yeah, so here's all the people who ripped off Crash Bandicoot. But they did a decent job. I mean, the game's short and easy. But it's slightly longer and harder than the GBC version, so it's got that going for it. Yeah, the Lion King 2 portion was a little underdeveloped, but with the FMV sequences to flesh it out, it's, you know, it's not bad. So yeah, overall I give this game a thumb sideways. Like that matters. But yeah, there's probably Let's Plays of this game online already, but that wasn't one done by me, so I guess that makes it valuable for some reason. I don't know. We're getting back into my motivations again. Let's not do that. Haven't noticed any voice actors so far. Sorry if you heard that, it's warming up in here. Were you guys watching that? Did you see any voice actors? Because I didn't see any. One more time, fast forward mode. We'll hear this lovely song in double speed. But yeah, thanks for coming to the stream this week. Watch me play Lion King 2. Sorry, Disney's The Lion King 2: Simba's Mighty Adventure. Oh yeah, it auto-filled this game name as Lion King 2, but I don't think 2 is actually there on the box art. Was it there on the title screen? Did I get distracted and not look at the thing again? I'm pretty sure I didn't see any voice actors, so yeah, moving on. Yeah, right there, there's no 2. No 2 at all. So that answers that question, and that's it for today. So we'll see you next time. So yeah, regular schedule again next week, and during next week's stream I will establish what I'll be doing for the holiday schedule. And I'll put that out on Twitter and everything too. So yeah, cool stuff. Yes, given confirming there were no voice actors listed in the credits. Maybe IMDb will have the information. Moby Games might, but I doubt it. IMDb sometimes has video games, but yeah, who knows whether they'll have this one, especially if it's not given in the game itself. They won't have any source to go from, so yeah, who knows? It's a big mystery. So go and have a sleepless night wondering about that. See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.